Good afternoon, tubers, as Ron in Texas would say. It's been a while since I've done a tractor video for one main reason. The Farmall C has been down for the count for quite a while. Last year my carburetor went bad on it and it kept stalling all the time. It would run, but then when I start to move it, it stalled on me. That's the same reason why the code's been sitting here all this time. The carburetor doesn't work. So I got a rebuilt kit for a Super C carburetor. And what this is. This is a carburetor off of a Super C. It's a Marble Shibra or something like that carburetor. I got it off of eBay years ago, and it's for a Super C, and we're going to put that on the C this time instead of the other carburetor that actually comes with a C. It might give me just a little bit more horsepower. Now, when my dad restored this tractor back in the early 80s, he bored the engine out, the pistons out higher or bigger, and he put a bigger cam in it, to equivalent of a Super C. So by all rights I should put a Super C carburetor on it, shouldn't I? So we're going to see what happens, and I'm going to put it on video as I'm working on the tractor. Sort of a maintenance video of some sort, and I just hope the sun doesn't mess me up here. Got to check the camera. Nope, it's nice and red. Just zoom in a little bit though. Now you see a plastic bag hanging down right here. Well, this was to keep the water and the bugs from going up in the area, up in the... Well, it's part of the smokestack. I'm not sure what else it's called, but we'll be taking that out of there and putting the carburetor in. And they always bring out some good trusty tools. This is an actual International Harvester pliers. I don't know if we can see it or not on there or not, but it's right there on the... Okay, hold on a minute, right back, people. Okay, we're back and do a little reconnaissance mission. Anyhow, up in this area here, I don't know if you can see it or not, it says International Harvester. It has the IH. So we're using real International Harvester tools to work on a International Harvester tractor. And then we have a International wrench. It has forged steel on it, USA, International Harvester. So at that, let's see what happens. I don't think we'll be able to start this up today, but we'll see. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, there's one there now. Looking around for wasps. The tractor's been sitting here for a good 6 months, maybe to a year, without being fired up. I have one yellow jacket, I don't know if there's any others. Shiny light everywhere. One less yellow jacket to worry about. And see what my mom's up to. Okay. Back to the room. Okay, you can see I got part of the carburetor on there now. I turned the camera a little differently, that way you can see what I'm doing instead of my backside looking at the camera, which, gotta be truthful, it's not a pretty sight. Okay, ready to tighten up the bolts here. Nice thing about this tractor is everything's standard on it. Standard bolts. There's no metric on this thing. Thank God. Whoever invented the metric system can have a brain in their head. No offense to our European friends over there. I know you guys have it, but I feel sorry for you. Gotta make sure the bolts are snugged. Not over tightened, but snugged. So the sucker don't rattle off of there. Wish they'd invent a kind of tool that would... I mean, yeah, they got sockets and all that stuff, but socket don't really fit in here too well. Maybe on this side does, but the other side doesn't. And I know, Ron, you probably use stainless steel bolts on this thing, but I like keeping the real things, you know, the real steel bolts. The kind, yeah, I know they rust, but if you keep them lubed, anything keeps going if you keep it lubed enough. You always got to keep your parts lubed. Lubrication is the key word to mechanical. Anybody out there have a half-inch socket I could borrow? That's small? Ah, here it goes. Just got to find the right pattern to get the sucker moving. Now that it's screwing into the hole, excuse me, threading into the hole. Well, I guess you could be screwing the hole too. I call this Mr. C. Because it's sort of a brute when it's running. Although it can be as cantankerous as a woman sometimes. So I guess it's a little bit of both. Yeah, one more snug and I think she'll be on there. Well, maybe a little more. Okay, that part's done. Now the thing is trying to get the choke cable into the hole. Get rid of these stupid spider webs in here. I hate spider webs. I don't really care for the spider that makes the webs either. Okay, she's in the hole, and I forgot to bring out a cotter pin, so I'll get that later. Let me raise this up a little bit so I can work on this piece here. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing or not. Bring it out a little bit. I'm going to hook up the throttle rod, is what I'm doing now. I got the carburetor hooked up. I also have to feed the hose in and through the back there and up through to the gas ball. So, the pliers here, my International Harvester pliers. Excuse me. I also want to do a shout out. I don't normally do shout outs to other people besides Ron because I don't ever remember their names. But I think there's a guy out in Ohio named Chuck. So I do enjoy watching your videos of your welding experience. In some ways I wish you were in Pennsylvania because I need some welding done. But I don't know how to weld, but I enjoy watching your welding, so I say a shout out to Chuck. I don't know, you got some numbers after your name, but I don't remember them. And we got a nice little airplane going over, I can hear him. So, a lot of people put their pins in from the other side, but I like to have them on this side so at least you can get to the doggone things. I guess I should have brought in a screwdriver, but that's okay. Yeah, she's spread. She's spread nice and easy. Always like it when they spread nice and easy. There we go. That will be coming out there now. I'm going to pause this. I hate hairballs. I'll be back in a moment here. I want to go get a cotter pin to put in for that choke, and I shall return. Okay, I'm back. I went and got a nice cotter pin. And by the way, Ron, this will make you really pleased. These are stainless steel cotter pins. So that's a shout out to you. I hope you like the stainless steel cotter pin. So with that, and I hope the heck they hold up, because the other ones sort of rust pretty good, and then they're hard to get across or together again because they break off. And I hope these hold up because I never used them before. So let's see what happens. Gotta find the hole. That's a little hard to find a hole in a big old tractor like this. And I found the hole, but that's about it. I did manage to bring out a pair a screwdriver this time. Heck, you beaver. Come on, dude. Stop messing around. By the grace of God, I got the doggone thing spreaded. There we go. Now another reason why I brought out the screwdriver is to tighten up this hose clamp here. You often see me run these things when I have the tractor running and started up all that stuff, but it's always good to see you do preventive maintenance on them too. Although Ron's going to cringe when I tell you this, I haven't changed the oil in it for quite a while. But when oil prices go down, and I'll change it. Unless you want to send a couple cases of oil up here, since you live in Texas where they pump it. Maybe you got some connections we don't know about. There, you can see what I'm doing now. I'm going to attempt to take this hose off this portion here so I can thread it in there better. That looks like she's stuck with a I said, oh my word, it's amazing, he's actually quiet. When I'm really concentrating on something, I usually am quiet. I don't get so smart. Now we got to try to thread it in there. If I can get a grab on it. Ain't gonna work. Gotta get it off of here. That's why I got a lot of extension of hose this time, in case I don't know what it is down there in Texas, but it's hot up here in Pennsylvania. Let's try this again. Try it and try it. It might work. No. Yeah, it looks like she's going to give me a hard time, so I'll just take it off from here and do it like that, so that way the stupid thing don't twist. It's supposed to have a swivel to it, but stupid thing don't want to work. Now if they could just make a ratchet that is on the end of a open-ended wrench. Heck. Couldn't find my international hat, so I'm wearing a Cub Cadet hat. It's the original Cub Cadets hats too. I mean, they're genuine Cub Cadet hats. They're not reproductions. My dad worked for an international dealership for 41 years. In fact, they just sold the building here a couple weeks ago. It was auctioned off. It's known as Clarence Wilson and Sons, Kemerton, PA. He was there 41 years. Somebody's having fun with the string turner. Like I said, these things are supposed to swivel, but man, they're tight. You gotta make sure you don't cross-thread these things too. I turned the video off for a second or so because the thing was starting to get on my nerves, and I just didn't want to slip out and say something I shouldn't have been saying on camera. But I am sure I said plenty of stuff off camera. Okay, I gotta sit down and I hate it to try to screw something in without your driver. Although I could use a wrench on this thing, but it's a little on the small side. I know, that's what she said. It was a bit small. Look, wow. You never want to trip over your own tire. I just did. Speaking of tires, I gotta get the air tank out here and blow these tires up too, because they're low of air. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Let me direct the camera over that way and down. See that jack there? That's actually a railroad track jack. The maintenance delay people use those things. But you know what? It works pretty good on jacking a tractor up. I figured, you know, if it jacks up a railroad track that actually, you know, trains run on, they're sort of pretty heavy. I think it would jack up a tractor with no problem. And it did. Excuse me. So with that, let's see what else we can do here. Excuse me. That's hooked up, choke's hooked up, this is hooked up. I'm missing a screw for here, but that just keeps the choke from going all the way around. I don't think we'll have too much worries on that. So let me pause this video for a moment, and I'll go in and get the battery and see if we can't get something to turn over. I can't guarantee anything because, like I said, it's been sitting here for a good year. But I just figured you'd like to see me work on a little bit of it. There's the muffler, or well, smokestack, and she's cold. Well, she's actually warm. It's warm outside. And then I rotate the camera here, and there you can see the muffler laying. And that's where the battery goes. And this thing needs a good wash job. So if I get it running, we're going to give this thing a bath. Because it needs it. So with that, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we got the battery, so I'm going to come up around the leg. Hopefully there's no bees in it. There is now. I'm just going to drop it back there in case there was anything in it. I think we can get a dead one laying there. If they're dead and not alive, that's all I care about. I don't like bees. So anyhow, brought out the key, and it has a real International Harvester keychain on it. And on the back you'll see it says Clarence Wilson and Sons, Kemerton, Pennsylvania. Their phone number were 610-933-3581. It's now disconnected, sorry to say. Put the key in ignition, so it's there, and put the battery in. Battery in there, and get the cable in here. Get the ground cable on. There's probably some gas in it, so I'm going to turn the gas valve on. Gas valve's on. And battery's hooked up. Got a gear. Choke I got a set. Oh, where's it? Oh, here it is. Well, that was something. Wasn't good, but it was something. I guess this battery wire is not going to work out too good for me. Sticking Japanese junk you have to buy today. Well, the battery's up, but the cables aren't working right on there. Like I said, the battery's up, but it just ain't doing what it's supposed to be doing. It has plenty of gas in it. I have to have a half a tank of gas in it. try that. I had the adjustment screw was completely closed. I rebuilt the carburetor, so I don't know how it's going to work. We got a Puff. Maybe it's Puff the Magic Dragon. It lived by the sea. Oh, let's see what happens again. I'm going to post this video regardless. So, like I said, it hasn't ran for about a year. See what happens. Well, it's going puff puff. Let's go a little further. Trying to get this thing to start. Getting there. I remember that video that Ron had where he had to crank the thing about 11 turns and it still didn't crank up. I feel like that's what this is. But we're getting there. And look at me trying to do this with a left hand. I'm not left-handed. Come on, sweetheart. We know you can do it. This carburetor hasn't been lit in years. Back off and choke a little bit. Maybe. That's good truck. She did run. I don't know what caused that now. Well, you know it's going to start, so I'm going to end the video now because it's getting me frustrated, and I don't need to get frustrated as I'll start saying stuff I don't want to say. So at least you know it's going to run. And I'll make a video some other time when this thing's up and running and working good, and we can even use the pull behind mower, which is right there. So with that, we're going to say goodbye to you. Take care, God bless. And may your signals always be green. That's a railroad term. Bye-bye.